Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. I'm Kim. This is Q&A and I'm showing my face moving forward. I feel like it's time. I've been started showing my face in my lives, but I figured it's the setup that I had before was just way too much, and I just wanted a simple press record, sit, you know. My tolerance for technology is like very low nowadays, so I just wanted an easy setup. I figured, let me just start showing my face. Why not make it easy? My issue is looking at the camera as I'm speaking. I'm gonna have to get used to that. But I'm here. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing okay. I'm doing good, actually, not just okay. I'm holding it together. Just like we're all holding it together. It's the holidays. It really kind of doesn't feel like the holidays, honestly. My hair is tangled in my glasses. Hold on. I probably shouldn't be doing all this on camera, but this is what I do when I just show my hands, but I'll get rid of those bad habits, I guess. But anyway, I'm doing okay. Like I was saying, I hope you're all taking care of yourselves. I hope you are engaging in self-care, making sure that you are managing your stress, especially around the holidays. It's a very stressful time. Today was I just came back from running errands, actually, and I typically don't leave my house too much, but I had to pick up some medication that wasn't ready. That's a whole other thing. And I decided to just get a few things. Everything's so expensive. And it was just annoying. People cutting you in line. But I'm here. That's a first world problem, you know. I'm here. I'm with you guys. I'm ready to answer your questions. Before I get into anything, everything I say here is for entertainment purposes only. Everything I say here is for informational purposes only. Everything I say here is alleged. Even in them comments, child. Okay? Alright, so I don't have much to say. Let's just get into the questions. I'm here to answer your questions. I saw some really good questions. Again, if I liked your question that you put, then I'm going to answer it. Okay? If I didn't like it, I'm not going to answer it. There wasn't that many that I didn't put a like next to answer. Some, if I don't answer a question, guys, that means either I don't want to touch on that energy. I also have to be interested in order to answer a question. You know, honestly, I have to be interested in the topic. If I'm not interested, I'm not gonna put too much energy behind it. So I'm just being honest. So if I don't answer, either I'm not interested in the topic or I can't answer that question. Okay? But most questions I try to answer. Alright, so let's start. I'm going to grab a deck here. I have my little tiny table. It's actually a tray on my lap. And I'm going to get to the first question. Again, guys, my eyes are bad, so bear with my reading. I have to get glasses. I just can't use reading glasses anymore. So please be patient with me. Let me go up here. All right. First question. I'm not going to read the name. It's about Kamala. It says, "Hi Kim, hello. Kamala, does Kamala have to win the election for a second time to be in her rightful place as president. So let's look at that. Let's look at that. Let's look at that. If you see me sitting here like this, I'm consulting, okay? She's still touring, from what I understand. She's still touring, and she'll be touring next year as well. Even if she's not aware of it, this is part of that journey. And actually, let's see where she is energetically with this, because I've been talking about how where she is, like she's on a journey and she's felt disillusioned, and she is just focused on, her mind wasn't really in running for president again, but she's on a journey. She will get back to remembering why she is a civil servant. Not that she forgot, but like she said, she doesn't want to be... I got things popping up on my computer. Come on. She doesn't want to be... I was just making sure my mic was on. She doesn't want to be, part of a corrupt system. I feel you, girl. Okay, so show me real quick. Is her mind, where is she energetically? Got the Hierophant on the bottom. Four of Pentacles. Let's see here what comes out. High Priestess. Ace of Pentacles. Okay. Four of Wands. Empress. I'll show you guys. High Priestess. Okay. First of all, she's feeling very powerful. Ace of Pentacles. Four of Wands. Something's changed in her energetically. And the Empress. Okay. I'll get to your question in a moment, but I'm being told I have to answer this question. I have to explore this first. Okay. The World. Oh, the Devil. Five of Swords. Okay. Six of Swords. Hierophant on the bottom. Queen of Wands is the last card. Hierophant on the bottom. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands here. Okay. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 major cards, with the Devil as one of the major cards here. She's in this knowing phase right now. She's watching. She's observing everything. Her going on this tour and connecting with so many people, her supporters, is opening her eyes to something here. Okay, first of all, energetically, she feels very accomplished. She feels very successful. She feels very powerful. Okay? With the Empress here, with the World here, with the Ace of Pentacles here, the Four of Wands, and the High Priestess. And she knew she would be here, like she would get to this space energetically. But there's something this High Priestess is a mystery. There's something she's keeping to herself. Let me get a clarifier for the High Priestess. But there's something important because the World is underneath it. I feel like, quite honestly, she's not telling people her plans. She has plans to continue to expand. She has a very solid foundation that she's building for herself with the Four of Wands there. There's a lot of stability and balance surrounding her energetically right now. And because she's so sought after, she's expanding. She wasn't going to do a tour next year, but because of it, she's expanding herself. But she doesn't know what this is doing, what this is generating for herself, for her future. I don't think well, the High Priestess is there. She actually, all right, let me get a clarifier because she does know. And don't answer your question. The answer is yes, but I'll tell you why. The Tower on the bottom, is that in reverse? No, it's not. Clarifier. The Star is a clarifier for the High Priestess. That's powerful. Star is about inner guidance. It's about faith. It's about hope. It's about prayer. It's about it's even about like getting attention, people looking at you. The World is underneath here too, but it's surrounded by a mystery. People are wondering. I feel like a lot of people are beginning to dismiss, her existence in a sense. They don't talk about her the way that they used to. Obviously, it's not the election cycle, but they just sort of she doesn't exist anymore. They just forgot about her or something. Not in a way to where they're just but they don't talk about her anymore, is what I'm saying. Anyway, that's not important, but what's important is she knows something. There is no moon here. There's no Two of Swords or Eight of Swords. Those no Hangman. Those sort of energies was what was coming out for her in the past. There's none of that here. It's just power here. Now, I will say there's some self-doubt. The reason why she is quiet is because of this Devil and Five of Swords. Now, Five of Swords, this feels like not self-doubt, but it could be self-doubt, but it feels, this could be the Five of Swords energy, individually, as an individual. It could be very harsh and unrelenting in your standards for yourself. Very critical, self-critical. It could be about self-doubt, and the Devil is next to it. And this feels like the corruption that she's so disgusted about. That's what it feels like. The corruption she's disgusted about that causes this energy here. It's a minor card, but it feels like she watches things And she sees this, dark shroud, this darkness, this, you know, corruption, roguery, all that mess. And it causes this feeling. But after that, you have the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords is, you see you're going from chaos to calm. You're going from, there's the lighthouse out there guiding you into calmer waters. Six of Swords is a card of healing and transition and change. So that's where she's looking to go. And she's keeping something to herself. Okay. You have the Queen of Swords there, Queen of Wands there, I mean. Power and, is she an Aries moon, I believe? Power and authority. So that Five of Swords is really just like remnants of looking at the deep corruption and the, what's happening here in this country. What does she know? What is she keeping to herself, if you could tell me? Then I'll move on. I'll answer the question real quick. Real simple. The answer is, okay? What does she know? What is she keeping? It's a mystery. If you could show me. Oh, cards popping out. Ten of Cups. Something she's very happy about. Emotionally. Is it a decision? It feels like an Eight of Cups on the bottom. The Sun. Ooh, something she's very happy about, child. Something she knows. Two of Pentacles is about your priorities and balance. She has balance. Something she knows. King of Wands. The Hangman. Queen of Swords. Okay. Ten of Cups. The Sun. Two of Pentacles. And Strength. She is saying, the question I ask is, what does she know and what is she keeping to herself? If she's not sharing with other people, it feels like. Maybe I could channel her real quick. Let's see. Kamala. Ooh, that was weird. That was strange. Okay. What are you... She said, hi, Kim. It was very strange. It felt my energy shift and move. That was weird. That was weird. Okay. She's saying a decision I have made that I can't share with you, but it's something that makes her very happy. It makes her feel very balanced. Despite the devil energy there, it's something that... The Strength card is a card... Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, she's watching. Two of Pentacles and Strength. Strength is... You don't do much with the Strength card. You take on. You're resilient. You keep going. Anything that life throws at you, you can handle. The Two of Pentacles is about finding balance and prioritizing your responsibilities, your life, whatever it is, expanding, she's expanding big time. She's expanding big time. Something made her extremely happy. She made a choice finally. Okay? But the Strength card is you just watch. You don't have to force things. You don't have to push. You don't have to get what you need, to get what you want, to get through something. It's never a forceful energy. You know, sometimes you just let things come to you because it's meant to. And you use your resources, your inner resources, to deal with any obstacles. And that's what she is doing. And she said, it's a decision I have made that I can't share with you. But it made her very happy. You know, when that happens to me often. When you decide on something, it feels very important. And when you decide on something, you feel so good. I'm not really super indecisive, but I know when I'm always having a crisis, an existential crisis. I'm not me without one. But when I'm trying to, like, I'm also sort of, I observe a lot and I let things play out a lot. I don't force things. But when I figure something out, or like I make a decision, it's the best feeling in the world. You know? So, but the answer is yes to your question. They will come to her. That hasn't changed. Where's I'm looking for, oh, it's here. The answer is yes. Will Kamala have to run for election again? For president? The answer is yes. Okay. And the reason is like I said, they will ask her to run. People will not respond to they won't respond to whoever else is gonna run. I'll just say that, because y'all get mad at me some of y'all when I talk about Gavin Newsom. People won't respond to him. People are looking, and then you have, it's difficult because it's just like when they talk about the election, and I'm just like, this man, he cheated. Is that country really that? But I don't know. People, they don't want to have that conversation. They don't want to, because if it was really like that, then they would be winning these special elections. If people have decided, MAGA didn't change their mind. They won't miraculously change their mind like that and just not vote. We would have a MAGA governor in New Jersey, even though he lost New Jersey. But you know what I mean? People not thinking or something. The time has to be ripe for that to happen. The truth has to be out. But yes, people will come to her. King of Swords and the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is sought after because of what they can offer. King of Cups. Queen of Pentacles. You see all these kings and queens? And knights? The Sun. So yes, the answer is yes. All these court cards. Queen of Pentacles, King of Cups, Knight of Cups, King of Swords. Okay? Yes, she will have to. It will be better. It will be better. Next question. Um, mm, 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 mm. I'm so happy you are feeling well enough to do a Q&A. Do you see deported individuals being able to return to sorry, it's cut off the thing in the near future, like 2027, if not sooner, or those they have in custody being released before being deported? We need a miracle. We need a miracle. We do. Thanks. Okay. That's a mess. Okay. Okay. Do I see people being released? A lot of people are going to sue. And a lot of people will sue, is what I see. It's bad. It's like, I mean, I don't mean to state the obvious, but sometimes the obvious needs to be stated with how bad it is. It's pretty bad. People be released in 2027. Show me what the energy surrounding that is. Doesn't feel good. I'll be honest with you. Y'all know I can't lie about the energy. 8 of Cups, Chariot. That's the fight. Hangman, the delays. Ace of Swords. That's what I'm saying. Ace of Wands. Yeah. Power. Magician, 5 of Swords, and the Moon. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot happening behind the scenes that, we can imagine, but we can't. There's a lot of bad things going on. To answer your question, it's a maybe. It's very bad because you have people who I'll show you the cards. 8 of Cups. Chariot. There's still a fight happening. There's still advocacy happening. The Hangman is the delays. The Hangman is the delays, okay? That's why it will take long. Ace of Swords is communication. Is truth coming out? When I look at Ace of Swords, this is social media. This is like people talking about what's the truth of what's really happening and it being exposed. Because you have the Ace of Wands here. News coming out, okay? People taking inspired action. People taking action. The Magician is power. Next to the 5 of Swords here. This is this is 5 of Swords is like it's a conflicting energy. It's the cutting around the corners, winning at all costs sort of thing. But then you have the moon. It's a lot of uncertainty. We have the moon and the hangman, and this energy is a lot of uncertainty, and there's things going on that aren't out yet. But people will sue. People are going to sue the shit out of the government. Excuse my language. You know? There's a lot of people working. There's a lot of advocacy groups. There's a lot of lawyers. There's a lot of social workers. Because what they are doing is so inhumane. Denying people their human rights and civil rights. And they, in terms of like, when the right people, if the right people are paying attention, meaning the people in power. That's when the magician came up here. You need the right people or persons in the individual states keeping, documentation of what's going on, what laws are being broken. Like they need, I don't know if they'll get consequence. Individual ICE agents, they have to, I know, like they have to now show their face. They have to identify themselves. So those sort of things are happening, but the immigration system itself in the United States is, wrought with flaws. But when you have a government that doesn't know how to run things, whether it's on purpose or not. So that's the thing, is like, you could argue they are purposefully dismantling everything. And you could also argue that they can't even do that right. So the harm they're causing, they don't even know how to do it in the right way. So it's a mess. Purposefully deporting people in countries they've either never been to. You either self-deport or we deport you. It is, and I need to brush up on my education as to what's happening. I know for a fact that there are people working. I need to brush up again on, more updated specifics of what's going on, but what my state is doing, I don't know. It's really bad. But what I do see happening is more and more people are going to start suing the government. That's going to be bad. Like I said, when Donald Trump goes, there's so much stuff that's going to come out. And I hope he dies before, he can pardon anyone. I don't know. I'm not, it's not Death Watch 2026, so but he has to go. But yeah, it's these, they're breaking the law. They know that they're not Donald Trump, so they understand that their careers are over. That's in the energy. The tower's always there, guys, remember? Alright, next question. So, no, I can't. It's a maybe. It's a mess. It's a lot of bad things happening with that. Okay. Is this a question? Why didn't I just do that in the first place? Kimberly. I always do the hard thing. Okay, good evening. In Spirit Bless. Kim, thank you Open your questions. In regards to North Carolina and not passing their budget? In regards to North Carolina not passing their budget, what is in store for those impacted? They didn't pass their budget? Okay. What is in store? Why didn't they pass their budget? Do. Not good. Queen of Cups, the Tower, Six of Swords, okay, Five of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, the Magician, the World, got those coming out a lot, the Devil, and Two of Cups. What's on the bottom here? Two of Swords on the bottom. Yeah, it stands to reason. Okay, so we have the Queen of Cups. We have the... Why didn't they pass their budget? The Tower. We have the Six of Swords. We have the Five of Cups. Some people upset there. Nine of Pentacles. That's the money. The Magician, the World, and the Devil. There's some manipulation going on. There's some... What's going on? There's some tricks going on. Are people playing games? You know? Let's see here. There is no next step. I feel like schools, for some reason, the energy that I'm hearing, what I'm hearing is that schools will be most impacted. For some, I feel that the strongest. Things are unstable. Or rather, the question is what will be the impact. There's some instability that will be impacted greatly because the Tower is there. The Six of Swords is in between the Tower and the Five of Cups. There, Five of Cups is a card of... It's a card of loss. Okay. There's also a card of healing. But down here you have the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Magician, you have the World, you have the Two of Cups. Starting with the Queen of Cups. But the Tower feels like the most... It is the major card here. Along with the World and the Magician. It just feels like very much... I mean, they will find a resolution eventually, because you have the Two of Cups here. These cards on the bottom are, it's telling a story that they'll eventually get to confirming the budget. They will, but is there some on the where they are now on top? It's gonna be tough. I'm not well versed in what, obviously I don't live in North Carolina, but I'm not quite sure why they can't reach an agreement on the budget. It just feels like they want to take something away from children. They will be impacted the most. That's what, they'll find a resolution, but the Tower is very telling. And the 5, it's going to be rough. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because the 6 of Swords is in between those two cards. There's a lot of loss there for monetarily. Like, it feels like funding for programs for children, like non-for-profit, sort of, to being siphoned or taken. Oh, there's a card under the devil. The devil's there. Yeah, there's something shady there. There's something shady. But the children will be impacted the most. That's what happens because children are treated the worst in America. Children. They have the least rights. They're not protected. It's a lot. It's a lot. But children will be impacted the most, to answer your question. Okay. Next question. What can we expect for the economy? Will the job market improve in 26? And are we moving toward a recession in the coming climate? Is the what is the economic climate worsening? Is the economic climate worsening? Is the economic climate worsening? Saying yes. Clear to center. Will the job market improve in 2026? Will the job market improve in 2026? Saying no. I heard no. I just wanted you to see the visual. Seven of Pentacles. People trying to make their shit grow. I'm turning my heater back on. Sorry, guys. It's cold in these streets. We had a snowstorm this past weekend that I did not know that was going to happen. Had a blackout. during said snowstorm in the morning. It was like 2 in the morning. It was so cold. It was only for a couple of, maybe 2-3 hours. It was terrible. It was so cold. Had to sleep with a blanket over my head. I know, it's a first world problem because there are people literally sleeping on the street in the cold, which is absolutely deplorable. Delays. Yeah, that's what it seems like. Yeah, this is telling a story. It's very interesting. This is telling a story. Okay. We have... I'll show you in a moment. Give me one moment. Bear with me. What did I say first? Okay. Strength is coming up a lot. 7 of Pentacles. Okay. People trying to make their... trying to make their long-term goals flourish. You're making things flourish for your future, for your security and stability. So this is Pentacles. Pentacles is about money and finances. But with the 7 of Pentacles, you're trying to make things grow. So this is us, or even the trying to make our economy grow individually. This is what it feels like. This how I'm looking at it. Okay. Then you have the 8 of Wands. Quick forward movement. Quick growth even, perhaps. Perhaps even news coming out about our economy. That's what I think that's based off of the other cards that I pulled. 3 of Pentacles. 3 of Pentacles is about collaboration. It's about expansion. It's about reliability, security, stability. It's about growth. It's about working together, doing things to make things, or things happening behind the scenes that we're not seeing. Okay. People doing things, sudden stop. Okay. The Hangman. Delays and all of that. Forward movement, growth, expansion. Hangman. A pause in all of that. 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups is about choice, discernment, making the right choice, not being delusional, being careful, being, the 7 of Cups is like seeing something so shiny, like a car. You're getting a new car and you're on the lot and the salesman is like, here's this spaceship, and it's so shiny and sleek. And you're like, oh, I want that. But as soon as you drive it off the lot, it's a piece of crap. It's a piece of shit. That's what the 7 of Cups is about. This is saying, for the new year, we all have to be careful with where we are spending our money, how we're saving our money, what we're investing in, how we're investing in ourselves. I always have to remember that because I look back and I'm like, damn, I should have invested in myself a little bit more than spending money on things like, I don't know, food. Food meaning like to eat. That's not a good example, but that's pretty much what it's like. I wish this is not a good example what I'm about to say. Anyway, I'm not going in a good direction. Not going in a good direction. Actually, I was about to make a joke, but I was about to make a joke. It's something I always say. But anyway, being more discerning on what you're doing. Being more discerning on what you're doing with your money. Okay, that's what this card is saying. Because there'd be some delays for the economy. Four of Cups. Four of Cups is about apathy. It's also a very introspective card. You're thinking of how to, change your approach to something, or, but this feels like apathy, the energy regarding, it's right after the Seven of Cups. So it feels like, because the card after it is saying, like, the card after is the Ten of Pentacles. Money, again. Ten of Pentacles is about long term. It's about your legacy. It's about your investments, like maybe your 401k and all that stuff that we have to dip into. I know I did for my medical bill, which is, anyway, child. But it's about your future investments and your ability to take care of yourself and others, and provide for yourself and others in the future. And the Four of Cups is right before that. And we'll be spending less money in 2026. Like, it's already happening this year. How much less money people are spending because they have to pay rents. They have to pay for their insurance. All insurances. There's so many things that people have to pay. It's insane what we're going through. And it will continue into the next year, unfortunately. But you have strength here. My card ripped. You have strength. The strength card, if you watch my live, the strength card is saying we'll get through this. Strength card is saying we will endure. We have to keep going. We have the inner resources and know-how. Especially those of us who really, who know how to survive. Who know how to stretch a dollar. Who knows how to, we will be able to develop resources. We'll be able to use our resources. That's just what happens. But it will be difficult. Okay? Delays, nothing like, we may go, there's a big chance for a recession, yes. To answer your question, yes. That is it, We're on the precipice of one right now. What will happen when Jack Smith testifies on Wednesday? Remember, he had all those power cards. I'm just looking to see how long I've been talking. An hour already. Okay, Jack Smith. My crush. Anyway. So he's not doing it in the public? Is that what's was decided? They're just doing this for Donald Trump. And that's what I know. The Democrats are asking for the release of part 2. I hope to heaven. That should have been the question. I'm going to answer your question. I'm going to look at that. Will they release part 2? Someone did ask that, actually. Did you ask that? Because, my brain, I have ADHD. Sometimes I don't be... He did ask that. Will this lead to the release of the report a part 2, because I saw the Democrats requesting that from that terrible judge. Okay, what will happen? Remember all those cards I pulled before, those power, those cards of authority. And he said, I'm the one in control. The moon came out. So it may not be in public. Ace of Cups. One of my guys just said he is protected. He has so much integrity. He's so intelligent. This is like nothing to him. This is nothing to him because he does his job well. He eats things like this for breakfast. This is not, they're not dealing with someone who is an Alina Haba. They're not dealing with someone who doesn't know what they're doing. They're not dealing with a Judge Cannon. They're dealing with a real deal cowboy, in the sense of like they're dealing with a real deal person. Remember when they made Christy Nome run from that hearing? Child ran from that hearing. 5 of Swords. The Lovers. His choice here. The Hierophant. Here's the Emperor. Listen. I'm the one who has the power. I'm the one in control. I have the authority. Not you. Seven of Cups. There may be some confusion. He may say something that... 3 of Wands. Talk about foresight. He may even know exactly what they'll ask him. He may even know exactly what will happen. It feels like they're not prepared for him. The Republicans are not prepared for a man like Jack Smith. 4 of Swords. Four of Swords. The 4 of Swords is about like how you're, taking a step back to approach something differently. 8 of Cups. They're gonna try and zig him, he gonna zag them. This is him. I follow the rules. I follow protocol. I know what I'm doing. Anything you ask me, I know I was protected under the rules of the law, which I follow with integrity. Hierophant and the Emperor. The Moon and the Ace of Cups. It feels like they don't know. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 major cards. does he feel about this coming into it? I already said it, but I want to visual. Real quick, show me how Jack Smith feels. What time is it? $6:30. Tell me how he feels coming into this for tomorrow. Jack Smith. Ten of Wands on the bottom. Five of Pentacles, interesting. Knight of Cups. King of Cups. I might have to shuffle again. It's the same cards. Okay. Three of Wands, Hierophant, Eight of Cups, the High Priestess, and Six of Pentacles, and Nine of Wands. Okay. Very burdensome. Judgment, the Moon, Justice. Look, the Emperor, King of Swords, Justice is right there. He has choices. He has a choice. He has a choice, and the Lovers came up. Do I answer these questions or don't I? He's coming, he feels stable emotionally, he doesn't feel worried. Five of Pentacles is there, interestingly enough, next to the Knight of Cups. So he knows he's going into a room with people coming after him. Okay? That's why these are next to each other. But he's saying, I feel calm about it. I'm fine. This is nothing to me. I arrested president, so. Seven of Cups. He's going to be discerning. And what he answers and how he answers things. Three of Wands. He has some sort of foresight about something. He may know what they will ask him. He definitely will know because the High Priestess is here. He has something up his sleeve. He's going to say something that will surprise everyone. He's going to say something that will... And it feels like he's like, if they say this, I'm going to say that. If they don't, I won't say it. That's the choice. That's what it feels like. The Hierophant. This is nothing to him. He's like, oh, this, it's just a process. A protocol. He knows he has integrity and he follows the law. He knows he did nothing wrong. Eight of Cups. He feels like, I'm over this. I'm ready to walk away from this. Walk into something else. The card of healing, Is this worth it? Sort of. This is a joke. But I'm taking this seriously. And the Nine of Wands. Card of resilience and strength. He's pissed about what they did to his case. Because he's like he well said, Donald Trump would have been indicted. For treason, probably. He knows so much stuff. Six of Pentacles. A give and take. He has things up his sleeve. He's saying to himself, if they ask me this, I will say this. It feels like a lot of confusion. It feels like a lot of confusion on their part. Because he's going to... They know he's well prepared because he knows what he's dealing with. But they don't know what they're dealing with. Okay. Will part 2 of his report be released? Wait, clear the center, please. Will part 2 of his report be released? Will part 2 of Jack Smith's report be released? It's saying yes. I'm going to ask the cards. It feels like everything is shifting and turning. Like a new resolution. The energy wasn't there back then, but now here we are. And they're just doing it themselves. They're like, and you know, one of my spirit guides, Frederick Douglass, and all the people that I've channeled have said they will be their own undoing. They're the ones who pushed so hard for the Epstein files. And where is it? But those photos and his estate that the Democrats have so much stuff. Child. They're so dumb. Can't even corrupt correctly. Okay. Will the files be released? Can you show, not the files. Will part 2 of his report be released? He's protected, Jack Smith, though. I think I said he has his own gifts. Will they be released? Look what came up. Look what came up. Look what came up. Page of Cups. Always comes up. We have the 6 of Swords. Transition and change. Guidance. Moving into calmer waters. This is Jack Smith, the Emperor. Power and authority. I'm the one in charge. I'm the one in charge. Knight of Wands? Oh yeah. Knights of Wands, they bring news. The world coming full circle. What would that be when you come full circle on something? The Moon? Okay. There's some uncertainty. The Moon is about truth. The Moon is about truth, though, and secrets, mysteries. But then you have the Magician. Magician is about power and intelligence and manifestation. And you have the World and the Magician in the same reading. The World is about your goals, you being accomplished. You feeling accomplished. Page of Cups. Page of Cups is like, you know, they bring news. It's not always the greatest news. Page of Cups is really about doing something creatively in a different way that you haven't before. Telling stories. That's what the Page of Cups reminds me of. Someone telling even a sad story. It's about intuition, expansion. He had the High Priestess before. And the Empress. Look at this. The Emperor and the Empress. Yes, that will be released. Is the answer. Absolutely, unequivocally, yes. Oh yeah, baby. Might have to do a part 2. Might have to do a part 2. Okay. Where are we here? Next question. Okay. Hold on. Can't see. But they talk about installing a draft system in the U.S. military for our country. Will our young people be drafted? They've been talking about that for years, into the military by 2026. Will they only draft our young boys and not our girls? Pete Hegseth's still employed, huh? That's because Donald Trump is in love with him. He ain't gonna let go of people he's in love with, child. Never that. So long as he breathes, they will stay stuck to him like fungus. Even though he's ruining all of their lives. All of their lives, child. Except for Stephen Miller. He is doing that all on his own. Okay. Military draft. I say it feels like a no. Feels like a no. The answer is no. Because we have the King of Swords. Let me switch this back. You have the Queen of Wands. You have the Hermit. King of Wands. King and Queen of Wands. And 4 of Cups. I'll show you with the pendulum. Where are you? Here you are. Will there be a draft in 2026 for the military? Oh, clear the center. Will there ever be a draft in the U.S. military? No. Too many rich people. I mean, they could get around that, but no. There won't be. I don't see that. I don't feel that. I don't hear a yes. No. You know, there's some countries that require, like, you know, like South Korea, require you to do some active military duty. But, nah. There's too many variables. Too many variables for that to happen. Now, you can never say never, but the answer to your question is no for 2026. When is it going to let up? Someone asked. I'm exhausted. Me too, child. I am exhausted. Let's see. I can't tell you the exact date because my thing doesn't work that way. But okay, so we are close, I'm hearing. Now, listen, guys, close doesn't have to mean. I want y'all to understand what close could mean. Very different from what my guides are saying and what we can. You know, like when you tell kids who don't have a real good understanding of time, like during this time, they don't know. They come back in 2 minutes. And then you have to show them, and they still don't get it. And that's what happens to us as adults when spirit guides say, we're so close. And it doesn't have to mean 2 years from now. There's so much that we have to get through to get to the other side. And it can happen in chapters because there's so many different things happening that need to happen for real change to happen. And we have to, as hard as it is, it's hard for me sometimes. I'm so angry, you know, and I'm just so upset. Stepping outside my spiritual self, I'm pissed because it's so blatantly corrupt, and they're just obliterating everyone's, or trying to just, and there's so many cowards, and it's just, you know, but we have to remember the belief and the truth that there's more of us than them, and that we have to remember our strength. And that sounds cliche, but really, like, I'm slowly getting off the floor because for me, my health, being on the other side of it, it really knocked me down. And so, anyway, I'm just thinking about at the end of every year, I feel like I go through something, some sort of thing, lesson. But anyway, we have to remember there's more of us than them, and they are actually afraid of us. That's why they try to manipulate and lie and say outrageous things and lie. Just lie. You telling me the sky is purple and I see a blue sky? You're peeing in my hand and telling me it's water. So we have to remember they're actually afraid of us knowing the truth. And you saw Chrissy Nome ran her ass out that room when they said, oh, so you didn't. Here's this tablet with a veteran that you deport, you know. So the truth is what matters, and it will come and continue to come despite them trying to lie and manipulate. And those who continue to believe them, I don't know what to say for them. Like I talk about the stages of change, they ain't there. They're still in pre-contemplation. But soon. But in the meantime, we have to fight, and we have to educate ourselves with the truth and try to support each other. That's literally the only way. It's the only way. I was out today, I could feel an energy that people are scared and of the uncertainty. Even those who voted for him, they don't know what the hell is going on. So anyway, child, soon. And that's an answer you'll have to accept. I don't know what else I could say. I could lie to you. You want me to lie? Because I can't do that. I won't do that. Okay. Next question is about someone who is the weakest person, the weakest energy I've ever detected. It's about Mike Johnson. Will Mike Johnson be replaced when DT leaves or before? He is the weakest individual. I don't care about his sexuality. I don't, I see the hypocrisy and I see where, I don't judge people for pointing out his sexuality, his self-hatred. Unfortunately, he grew up in Oklahoma, I think. So, when you have the church, anyway, I'm not getting into that, but I won't, I don't, but he's weak though. I could just bowl him over his energy. I could have just walked all through his energy and looked at everything. But I have integrity. I wouldn't do that. But he's weak, Mike Johnson. He will be replaced. There's not a lot of people who like he is so weak and scared of Donald Trump. Look, what card fell out? Ace of Pentacles. Will he be replaced? It won't be before. I could tell you that. There are a few people that need to be dealt with before him. It will not be before. Let me see what these are. Okay, I need to shuffle some more. Oh, you know what? Let me do this deck. I haven't touched it yet. The OG. Will Mike Johnson be replaced? I'm shuffling. In case you're wondering. Let me look at myself. Let's put this deck here. Page of Wands. Oh, okay. Ace of Cups. Four of Pentacles. Page of Wands. Nine of Cups. He's a greedy ass too. The Devil. He is chained to Donald Trump. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He is chained. Five of Wands. Page of Swords. 10 of Wands. Ace of Cups. Okay. Four of Pentacles. He doesn't want to let go of his power. Page of Wands. 9 of Cups. His greed. Donald Trump is all in his energy also, by the way. The Devil. These people are nude. They're chained. The Devil, there's two people chained to, it's an addiction and your secrets and your mental flaws and things that, your depression and that's him. He lives his life so inauthentically. He is the worst of the worst. Page of Swords. All these pages. 5 of Wands. 10 of Wands. Donald Trump is ruining his life, from one. He has no integrity. He has zero energy. He'll be replaced, yeah. Not before. He'll be replaced. For certain. For certain, he will be replaced. Donald Trump has to go, though. He is miserable because he has zero He quotes scriptures. It's just so, these people, you don't have a healthcare plan. Anyway, he'll be replaced. He'll be exposed. If he already is exposed, we know his secrets. Um, the Five of Wands, the Ten of Wands, he has a lot of inner turmoil. The devil is there. The devil is Donald Trump and his own issues that he has. This, self-hatred, homophobia. Um, you know, they talk about his sexuality. I don't know if he is bisexual or, I don't, that's not my business. I understand the hypocrisy, so I don't judge people for doing that. That he has a Grindr account and all that stuff. But it's really just pathetic because it's just like, it's not really that hard to do the right thing. Y'all don't want to do the right thing. You don't want your people to be okay. All these people are repressed, greedy thieves. We need new politics. I don't know. Yeah, he'll be replaced. When Donald Trump goes, not before. He's too useful. He is the worst. He is the worst of the worst. There's 5 people who is the worst. Pam Bondi, Kristi Noem, Mike, okay, J.D. Vance, Stephen Miller. The worst. I'm sure there's more, but okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's a lot of questions left. So I'm gonna break this up. How long have I been speaking? Okay, I'm gonna stop here and do a part 2 though. So I'm gonna do part 2 tomorrow. Okay, and finish answering the rest of the questions. But I'm gonna end here because I need to eat dinner. Okay, so part 2 tomorrow. Like this video. I hope you like the new format. Subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.